What's up everyone, hope you had a great day. Lethal Concept here, back with my post-silver commentary to help you guys out. Here I'm using my Vanguard from a previous run. I actually spec'd into points. Actually, I used all my points to actually showcase a bit of a better playstyle for the Vanguard. I maxed out charge and I spent all my points spread out pretty much. Try and get the best bang for my buck for my points pretty much. And here I am going to search for a silver match. Now, I also noticed that the other character is an Angarian Avenger. Now, if you know a bit more about characters, you know the Angarian Avenger is kind of like the Angarian version of a Vanguard, except in the way they tank is that they got stealth. Now, also notice that we've got a Krogan Vanguard, so kind of like the Angarian Avenger also has like kind of quote-unquote charge ability, but theirs is like in the form of a teleport stab. So I noticed this, and I decide, since it's a random, I think, yeah, I'll check back here, it's a random, so what I do is I actually decide to equip some boosters, and you should definitely use boosters whenever possible. So I decide to use disruptor ammo, and if you watch my previous video, disruptor ammo is, in my opinion, the best ammo. I also noticed that he switched to outlaw, which is considered the easiest race. So then I also decided to adjust my consumables and instead change my disruptor ammo to a incendiary ammo. Incendiary ammo actually allows you to deal better damage towards armored targets, and there are a lot of armored targets for outlaws. Now, if you're wondering why I switched to cryo, you watch here, I switched to incendiary. I'm actually thinking I was just going, so I have a really low level cryo. Do I really want to use that and just get rid of it since it's pretty much worthless? No, that guy didn't load in, so I'm just having a look to see if he's going to load in. I also do a last minute check to have a look at their team composition. So a Vanguards, Avenger, and I think that's an Infiltrator. Yep, Infiltrator. So you should really check the weapons and the character classes that you're going to team up with. It's just nice and important. So you notice I also skipped there. Obviously, if you watch my previous bronze or any of my gameplay videos, you notice that I skipped the first 30 seconds or so because I lag a bit at the beginning. As you notice here, I lagged for my charge for some reason, and yeah, it caused some confusion. But it should be over now. I promise, guys. I didn't leave any lag in mostly. Now there's a bit of that technique where you jump up in Nova instead of having to land and do the jump up animation for the Nova. Now I actually dislike this map most, I think, or I might dislike Paradox more when it comes out, but I actually dislike maps that have it's not a lot of movement in the area. For example, this map, it just, there's no really like high ceiling areas that you can stay on. But anyways, you always want to stay with your team, even if you're playing a really charge kind of focus. You see how I'm just running after my Infiltrator, because I know he'll do quite a decent amount of damage, and I try to keep things off him. Now I also noticed that there's nothing on my right because my allies there, and I also checked the compass to see if there was enemies in the area. But all the enemies are focused on the left side, so you really want to focus on the left. Now you don't see me using charge because my charge is off cooldown, and also there's no allies in that area to help me take damage or help me draw fire, so I don't opt to use charge in that situation. So I took out my sniper rifle to try and snipe things off. Now since my allies are all around here, and you might think it's mean to say they're gonna draw fire as well, but I mean, you don't want to be the only person just taking damage. You really want to share the damage around so none of you gets downed by a really large amount of chunk of damage. And see there, that's the reason why you save charge. In instances where your shields get taken down, you're able to charge and use charge more liberally, so you can use it to regain shields instead of using it to just charge everything you see. Now, as I mentioned earlier, you really want to share damage with your teammates so no one person gets really chunked heavily by a large amount of fire and most likely go down. Now for my silver and gold matches, I actually do use consumables. I actually was forced to use some consumables, and the reason is that I kind of misplayed, or I kind of didn't want to deal with some things, and you should feel obliged to use consumables. There's no point stacking them up, guys. You should really use them as soon as possible. Now I know that guy has a kind of get out of free card or get out of jail free card with stealth, because I saw he was the Angara, so I didn't feel obligated to charge because I know he could get out of that situation pretty easily himself. Sorry, I don't speak for a lot. I don't usually speak a lot, so I had to drink a water there. But yeah, as you notice there, my teammate had a bit of trouble jumping through the window. That's why I said always break windows so you have any avenues to get out. Now here, I tried a resing, and what I should have did is kill that Addy first. If I killed that Addy, I would have gotten the res off, and I would have most likely gotten the res off on the other person. And because I didn't, that misplay, I had to charge this person here, and I was only able to successfully res one person. So that was a blunder for me. I should have. The reason why I did that. Sorry for that blunder. I'm trying to gather my thoughts here as well. Well, the reason I did that is because I'm used to Nova actually lifting enemies up and actually suspending them in air, which disables them for a longer amount of time. You can only do this with rank 6 of Nova, so I'm guessing I was used to that and I accidentally just pressed it, thinking it'll get rid of it, and then only realizing later that I went, oh, I'm playing a silver version of the Vanguard. You'll see the kind of lift up effect in my gold gameplay. And the build I use for that is the Back to Basics build that I made for the Vanguard a while back. It was a while back, but yeah. See here, I used my sniper rifle because I wanted to get to this ammo, to this kind of like outer edge that I talked about in my videos. I want to be on the outer edge of the map, not in the middle where everything can just swarm towards you from all directions. I want to be on the edges so that it can only come towards me in a kind of view. Now here, its game sense is important because I saw on the map that there were enemies coming up from my right. I also saw with a snapshot, not snapshot, but like a quick snap view that there was a berserker. Now, with a silver Vanguard, I actually have a bit of a harder time since I don't have barrier drain. Now, barrier drain allows you to stay in combat more because it allows you to regain shields with every melee, but since I don't have that, I'd rather not charge it and get in the berserker's face because he could stagger me and then I could take large chunks of damage from anything that would choose to fire me, or I could get grappled next, and it will just lead to some very bad times, so I'll opt to not go against berserkers. Now, am I talking too fast? I don't know, but anyways, I see a rating here, and I use my sniper because I actually want to be able to help my allies if possible, so I want to stay out of that area, because the extra second that I choose to get out could lead to an extra second that I could res my teammate faster without having them getting stomped. So you see here, I actually choose to walk out of the room and see if my allies need help from this direction. I go back into cover because my charge is on cooldown, and charge is the only way you actually regenerate shields with the Vanguard. Not regenerate, but recharge your shields reliably, other than sticking to cover and just letting it recharge naturally. So there's not much to say about silver. Gold is a really big jump. Silver is kind of like a harder bronze, to be honest. You won't really notice. If you're doing bronze well, you can probably do silver well. You just need the right weapons and gear. As you see here, I'm sniping people. I choose not to charge because a lot of people with Vanguards, they feel like they're invincible, so they just charge everything. You really want to stick with your team. I really emphasize this a lot because it's really important. It's a really important thing. Stick with your team, move around with the team, and try and support your team as much as possible. Even if you're playing a really solo heavy class like Vanguard or Infiltrator, sticking with your team is nice. Now, a nice little trick here that's combining movement is that you saw that I jumped around, and then I could dash forward and land on the platform instead of landing on the low ground, but I use charge because it's just faster to get to that position faster. Sorry. Ugh. You don't notice I stutter a lot because I edit that out. Oh, the power of technology. But here, as I said, it's that area where the berserker was is in an open area. I do not want to go there, so I stay back here to snipe. Now, there are some pillars over there on the left, which will help save you, or help lead fire out of you, or help direct fire, not direct fire, help block fire out of your direction. So that's the reason why I jumped down. Also because there are a lot of melee guys here, so I opt to help tank and help deal damage to them. Sorry if I sound a bit weird, guys, but I'm trying to give information out, and I guess I'm just used to not doing post commentary or commentary. But anyways, once go back in. Also, once it's again go back into the room. But here I notice my ally is down, so I'm going for the res. I accidentally Butterfinger a melee. What you should do is charge and then mash E or mash your designated res button as soon as possible. This will res them, and this will actually prevent them from stomping you. Here I saw a sniper rifle charge, and I could charge him. I know he's one of the last enemies, but I just didn't feel like going into that area and then running all the way back to the ammo box up top there. So I chose to snipe him, and having a long range weapon gives you this kind of like opportunities to just take safer approaches and less risky, not risky, but less. It gives you opportunities to take targets out for long range to let you set up better. That's what I should say. That's what I should think before saying. Anyways, Shockwave is also detonator, so I wanted to detonate all those fire combos, but since I couldn't, I opted to use a charge instead. Now here, we're set up in the little room here, and I do not like rooms like this. So what you do is you should really watch both sides. You see here my team's watching the main side here. That's fine. Just be the better person and watch all avenues where you could get flanked. That's, I won't say better person, just be more game sense, more aware of your surroundings is what I should say. But you really, as a Vanguard, you really need to check your surroundings in my gold team gameplay. I'll actually say it when it happens, but I'm forced to using a revive pack because I fucked up. I messed up. Swearing is bad, guys, but I swear a lot. So, anyways, so yeah, that's the reason why I don't charge out there. I don't really, unless it's safe. That's why I don't charge out there with a charger. And you can see here, I'm still using the charger on silver. It's still a very nice weapon. Nothing much to say here. There's just a couple of them. Now I notice he's down, and I noticed that I could get to him faster. Now here I'm just trying to check for a targeted charge so I can res. That's the nice thing about Vanguard. You can actually get to opponents that's trying to stomp your teammates, and with the force and stagger of your charge, you'll most likely stagger them, and then this allows you to get a res off. So this is like a nice kind of thing you can incorporate with skills. So the charge is like a maneuverability and also getting closer to deal damage kind of skill. So there's a lot of like things you can use your skills for, which aren't really, I won't say explained, but aren't really suggested. So yeah, a lot of people already know to use maneuverability with skills like charge. I'm just reiterating it for those people that are just new and starting out. And here I just choose to opt to try and take this person out without charging, because I'd rather save charge from when my shields are low or when I need to get to somewhere faster because my allies are in trouble or for whatever reason like that. And here you see how someone feels that lag. Now we're at the extraction wave. Now, one big thing to notice is that no one's running towards the extraction point on silver. If you were watching my bronze gameplay, you noticed that there were at least two people there that ran to the extraction point really early. No one does this on gold and silver, and I'm pretty sure that guy's just covering our back so we don't get flanked. So that's the reason why he's there. And there's that instant hit kill, sync kill of a Hydra in action. Now, interesting thing about the Hydra is that its sync kill appears to not insta kill you, but just insta downs you. The only other two boss mobs, the Fiend and the Ascendant from the Cat, they insta kill you. It just, now here you see I use my consumable. I just didn't want to deal with those berserkers and saboteurs because it'll delay my res. It would just be taking more effort than I need to, so I just opted to use my consumable, the Cobra missile. Now, as I was saying earlier before I got distracted and wanted to talk about that, the Ascendant and the Fiend, they insta-kill you, meaning that you can't get up after getting sync hit or sync killed. The Hydra appears to only sync down you and doesn't insta kill you. So that's an interesting thing to know. I don't see many people get sync hits or sync quote unquote killed by Hydras. So I don't know if you still call that a sync kill, but yeah, I don't normally see a lot of that, so I was surprised that guy would still be able to res. And he got himself up because he noticed he quote unquote fucked up from getting too close to the Hydra, so he instantly got up instead of waiting for a res. Anyways, that's it for this video. Hope you enjoyed the footage, hope you enjoyed the gameplay. Gold commentary next. Thanks for watching, guys, and I hope to see you next time.